Hi, Collective. Welcome to Intuitive Goddess Tarot 911. I'm Jenny. So, it is Wednesday. Welcome in or welcome back. We are going to do another collective reading just to see kind of what we get out of it. I was called to do a second one, so usually there's something specific, but I know it'll come out in the cards. So, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. And, if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, then it's probably not for you. And all these readings are timeless. So let's get into it and see what we find out. So I got this new deck. It is Sacred Earth Oracle. Beautiful illustrations. So holy angels, holy spirits, what message does the collective need to hear at this time? Oh, I think I got two. I don't know. Preservation, potential, maybe you're birthing something. Perspective and perception. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see this, but preserve, there is a baby inside the womb of this dead person. So, I feel like you could be birthing something. And then potential. I feel like you have the potential inside you to do anything. So let's see what else. And then this one, perspective. These cards are beautiful. There's a lot of seashell imagery on these. So I feel like this one means like looking at situations from all angles, but we'll see. We'll see. And then this one, perception. Using all of your senses to get information. It's really weird. And I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I energetically feel how people feel when they are near me. So if people like me, I can tell. If they don't like me, I can tell. Sometimes it's a very big burden to carry, because if you have to deal with people who don't like you all the time, it's no fun. But I guess that's why with perception, let's see what the card says, or the book says really quick. Listen, observe, and better your chances. Rely on your direct experience. Do not be swayed by reputation, gossip, or third-party account. Trust your perception and interpretation of the situation. By way of gaslighting or of someone who undermines your sense of self and the world around you, develop and hone your senses. This is exactly what I'm saying. So when I was younger, I didn't listen to that voice in my head. I would be friends with people who weren't friends with me. I'd be friends with people who didn't like me. I mean, it was just a hot mess because I just wasn't listening. So I feel like whoever you are, listening to your inner voice is so important. The other thing that I have, I don't tell people about it, is I can tell when people are lying. And that's also not a good thing to have. Because then, you know, what do you call out everyone who lies to you? No, of course you don't. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I guess that's part of my psychic sense. But yeah, so perspective, perception. So you getting a perspective from other people's points of view, but you also allowing yourself to perceive them correctly. That's for somebody. All right, ocean of possibilities. Navigate through your boundless ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper an untold opportunity and plentiful paths. Yeah, I really feel like you're birthing something. I don't know what it is, only you know what it is, but you do have the potential. So the inner potential, sculpture of self, shape the sculpture of self, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing your identity. Yeah, we're constantly changing and moving. We're constantly, you know, I don't know. I used to feel like people didn't change, or I would feel like people don't change. Everybody changes. Just depends what you change into. The hope is that as we go through this life that we're more and more ourselves than we were when we were born. And that you learn to trust yourself. And when people show you who they are, trust that too. Small steps. The small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them and they will take you there. Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you had, like, I don't know, let's say you are a paramedic and you saved someone's life, or you are you work at Walmart and you helped a little old lady across the street. I mean, whatever it is, whatever makes you feel happy and joyful and proud of yourself, that's important. And don't dismiss those little things. We all want to be recognized for all the big things we do, but all those little things you're doing every day, and take this from me, can add up to something huge. So keep doing the small steps and just be yourself. Crystal of clarity. Illuminate your path with openness and insight, readying yourself for a newfound understanding of content. Yeah, so that makes sense that it's under perception, because I feel like your perception could have been skewed. Maybe it's about yourself. Maybe it's about others. Who knows? Let's see if we can get some more information, but I don't know. All right, let's see. Mountain of Mastery. Ascend towards self-realization and triumph, guided by stoic presence of the Mastery Mountain pathway. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what you're birthing, something that you have mastered. That's beautiful. Pathfinder. Trust your inner compass to illuminate your path through love and career, revealing the direction your soul wishes to whisper. Yes. So, and if you've been here a while, you know that I always say this, but if you are going to the grocery store, and this is like the only place I go to leave the house is the tarot store, the grocery store. I mean, I'm pretty much a homebody, but if you're going and something tells you, don't take Route 4, take the North Way, then you should follow that. I have had such amazing encounters, I would say, just from following my intuition. So that's really important maybe for somebody. And then seed of potential. Plant the seed of potential and nurture it. Sprouting promise with care. Nurture its sprouting promise with care and intention. Yeah, that's more about those small steps. Like if you never start it, how are you going to know if you're going to be successful at it or not? So it was like when I wanted to start this channel, I was like, nobody is going to want to listen to me talk. And my son, Gareth, he actually said to me, he's like, Mom, you are never going to know if it's going to work if you don't try it. He's like, start tomorrow. And like I couldn't because I had to get my room ready. And, you know, it was probably a couple weeks later that I started that he was in school. But, you know, I'm so happy that I did this because I feel like it has the potential to grow. And, you know, right now, even if I get one more like and one more view and one more subscriber, I'm happy as shit. And I think that's how we all should be. We all should be really happy about our little victories every day. Open doors. You have many options, so take time to choose what's right. Yeah, so maybe there's an opportunity for you to sit back, figure out what you're going to do. Yeah, I think that's beautiful. All right, let's see if we can get a little more information on this. I'm really being called to use this deck, but I never know what's going to come out when we use it. So, oh well, right? We never know what's going to come out. We don't know what the cards are going to say. We don't know what Spirit's going to say. So, Spirit, what about this, you know, this preservation, moving forward, Mountain of Mastery? What else do we need to know about that before we pull tarot? Sweetness and synergy. Yeah, so I feel like taking the time out to really appreciate everything you have. Risk and reward. Yes. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like if you have something that you're passionate about, you're crazy about, we only have this one life that we know about. So, I mean, we could have more lives, but we don't know. So you got to do what you got to do with this one that you have. All right. Let me see. Authenticity and visibility. Yes, I feel like, and I've probably said this before in a million readings, but if you don't show up who you are, people are not going to know you. You're not going to find your people, your tribe, your people that you are meant to hang out with. My friends are so crazy and weird, and we're all crazy and weird together. And that's how it should be. You should be, you know, with like-minded people, people that, you know, their heart speaks to you. I don't know where that came from. I never say anything like that. Unnecessary fear. Yes. So it's possible that you are letting fear hold you back from whatever this new endeavor is. Let's see if we can get more information on it. All right. This is really interesting. I was called to get those new decks, and I knew that they would bring a lot to the table, but this is really cool. So, and Spirit's helping. All right, Spirit. Could we get any specifics on, you know, the mastery of the mountain, endless possibilities, birthing something, the Hermit? So you have been sitting by yourself, conjuring up ideas for things, which I love. And contemplating your next moves forward, which is beautiful, right? All right, next. So what about the inner potential, using your Pathfinder, taking a risk? Three of Cups. So I feel like you do have the support of your friends, and it will bring you emotional happiness, whatever this is. What else? What about these small steps, perspective, and being authentic? The Magician. So the Magician is very resourceful. They can manifest their own reality. So I think by you being your authentic self is the way that you are going to do that. You know, I mean, just for, and I don't know why this is coming up, but as an example, like, can you imagine if Stephen King didn't write about a little kid getting run down the road? Like, he's amazing. And he was, I read an article about him actually writing the book. He wrote it and he put it in a drawer because he thought it was horrific. And then he didn't have any books to give to the publisher, so he ran it across his wife, and she's like, yeah, it's too good to be sitting in a drawer. And now he's a millionaire. Knight of Cups. So it seems like you are going to be receiving an offer of sorts. What about the unnecessary fear for the collective? Eight of Wands. This came out in the last reading. So I feel like whatever this is, if you know how they used to say shit or get off the pot. If you get off the pot and go for it, it's going to come to fruition. What else? Page of Cups. Or Page of Coins. I don't know why I said Page of Cups. What about that, Spirit? Six of Coins. So whatever this is, once it happens, it's going to be very clear to you what the message is about. All right, one last card. I don't know if I already said that already. I'm like a junkie for tarot cards. Page of Swords. This came out in the last reading too. So a message of communication about this. Last card. I know I said that already. Ace of Cups. Yeah, something new. There's a great potential for something to blossom here. I think you just have to take the step. So, all right, let's get you an advice card. Oh, we can't have that many. Darn it. All right. All right, Spirit. This is beautiful. I mean, it sounds like you are, as long as you're keeping your perspective and you're listening to your intuition and appreciating all the little victories, I think it's going to be great. What else, Spirit? A new chapter. When things seem to be falling apart, be aware that things may be coming together in new ways to suit the next phase of your life even better. I say that all the time. Rejuvenate yourself. This came out in the last one. Knowing your limits and allowing them to guide you. And it's okay to say no and rest. Remember who you are. Yes. So it says, You carry stardust in your bones, your ancestors' wisdom in your blood, and the whole universe in your soul. Know yourself, and nothing will bring you down. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. You be yourself, your authentic self. Bring that everywhere you go. Yeah, I think this is amazing. Um, Sculpt yourself into who you want to be. So, anyway, I hope that this was amazing, that it was helpful. It was fun. So let me know if this resonates. And again, I'm just going to say I appreciate you all. Your likes, your shares, your subscribes, watching the videos. It's really helping the channel. So I appreciate you guys so much. You don't even know. So I'm going to keep bringing you videos, and if this resonates, let me know. I would love to know. And otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.